you did on the Quizzy. I think all of you should take a deep dive. And as an instructor, I want to get better. So this is going to talk about the questions you missed. This is going to talk about the questions you got right. Explanation for the driving teacher. There's no longer general knowledge gaps. We're going to diagnose this. We're going to go a little bit deeper. The data reveals 3 categories. Well understood. Core concepts, 87 to 100% accuracy. Most of you are at this, but some of you are not. Your students have a solid grasp of the dangers of drunk driving, drowsy driving, tailgating, red light running, overcrowding cars, and distracted driving. You understand that texting, eating, and grooming can cause you to crash. Most of you understand that. This is the foundation, but we got to go deeper. Minor misconceptions, 80 to 93% accuracy. If you students are still shaky on the wrist of headphones, if you have your headphones on in the car, you're going to die. You can't hear cars coming. You can't hear sirens. A lot of you rely on backup cameras. You will crash. You have to look out of your back window. But from the data, you think backup cameras are safe. They are not. And some of you think driving without a license is okay, but it's not. If you have an accident, you will be at fault, and then they will say, hey, you don't have a license. Whenever you go out into a car, you have to have your license or permit. Want to say hello, hey, how are you? So that tells me a lot right there. Critical knowledge failures, 67% below the red zone. This is where I need to focus my energy. As a teacher, I'm using data. And if you want to get better as a student, you need to use data. The class has a misunderstanding of blind spots. Some of you don't know what that is. There are 4 blind spots. There's one in the front. There's one. Hey, how you doing? I forgot it's you. What's going on? There are 4 blind spots. One in front of the car, one behind it, one to the left, one to the right. Jack, I think you find this very interesting because I'm going to be driving you late in the class, but I think this is definitely going to help you. So typically, sometimes students who drive the 3rd week or the 4th week tend to start out a little bit slow. So Jack, consider this like a boost, like you really want to get good knowledge. So I'm always trying to help all my students. So Jack and all of you who haven't driven with me yet, this will help you. So critical knowledge, you have to look over your shoulder and check your blind spot. If you don't understand that, you're going to crash, okay? I'm going by the data. Q3, 40%. Question 3, 40% of you missed that. Question 31, 40% of you missed that. This is risk, blind spots, unbelted. If you don't wear your seatbelt, you're going to be thrown from the car. So this tells me some of you don't understand that. The seatbelt is a mechanism that goes across your shoulders and over your waist. If you don't have your seatbelt on, you're going to hit the dashboard, break your face, knock out your teeth, and have a concussion or fly through the windshield. Put on your seatbelt. But in your age group, a lot of you won't wear it. It's typical. So 70% of teen fatalities involve unbelted occupants. Most students, 8 out of 10, choose less severe option. This shows that they dramatically underestimate the life-saving power of a seatbelt. So some of you think a seatbelt's not important. That's so far from the truth. Right back at you. We all love Jesus. Let's keep going. Question 31, teen crash risk. Only 40% of teens knew are 3 more times likely to crash than an adult. The answer were split, meaning that they didn't grasp the sheer statistic vulnerability that they face. So you think because you're a teen or you're young, you don't need to wear your seatbelt. That is so untrue. Neither. Kanye West. Let's keep going. Question 32, 53%. Question 33, 60%, 34, slippery roads and blind spots. There is a consistent failure pattern. Students do not understand when roads are most slipperiest. If you want to pass your test, we need to look at this data. I'm going deep tonight. Some of you care, some of you don't. So this tells me you don't understand when it first starts to rain, it gets most slippery. So you are guessing between the first rain and a heavy downpour. After the rain, it rains for a while, then it's smoother. There's a fundamental failure of weather-related defensive driving. So a lot of you don't understand when it first starts to rain, that's when it's the most dangerous. And when it's raining, period, it's dangerous. Let's keep going. Question 26, 60%, night driving blind spot. The question of K, who doesn't use her headlights and was killed? There was a misunderstanding of about 40% in the class. This tells me you don't understand that question. This indicates a failure to recognize that non-negotiable necessity of headlights. When it's dark, you have to have your headlights on. It's really important. I really appreciate the love and support. Real talk, I do. We going deep. So when it gets dark, put on your headlights. If you don't, you're going to get hit or you're going to hit someone. So this tells me you guys to understand this. And for me as your instructor, I'm going to go deeper. And if I can save one of your lives, I've done my job. So complacency of blind spots. This means you don't really care or you don't really understand. I think it's a little bit of both. You don't care because you don't know. You don't understand because you haven't seen it. So my job is to bring awareness. Here's my action plan. The next class, we need to start with the students here in the red zone, the worst performing students. There are 5 areas. We're looking at slippery roads. The first 10 to 15 minutes of a rainstorm are the most dangerous. Explain the science behind oil and water. They don't mix. There's oil and water on the ground. You will slide. Headlights. You've got to have your headlights on. A lot of you are overconfident. It's called the kryptonite quotient. You think because you're young, you're under 21, 25, you can do whatever you want. Not necessarily true. A lot of your age group dies first. I don't want to go to your funeral. So I'm just being real. A license is a learning permit. It's a permit to learn, not a declaration of mastery. You think because you're going to have your permit, I'm saying that in general, you think you know what to do. So you need to be humble and listen to your parents. Okay, all right, everyone. We looked at the scoreboard before. Now we're going to look under the hood. I'm going to show you the exact questions that are most likely to get someone killed. Okay, there's good news. You absolutely nailed the big obvious stuff: drunk driving, drowsy driving, and text. You guys got that. Here's the hard truth. Many teens are killed without seatbelts on. Wear your seatbelt. Some of you will listen to me, some of you won't. Most of it was through less. This means that if you're underestimating, the single most effective piece of equipment is your seatbelt. That's the most important equipment in your car. Question 31. How much likely are you to crash than an adult? The answer is 3 times. You don't know the sheer scale of the risk. Kryptonite quotient. Questions 32, 33, 36. They're all about one thing: slippery roads. So a lot of you don't understand. It's like a 50-50 deal. Question 20, I'm just skipping around. Question 26, the story of Kay driving at night. 40% of you got it wrong. That's scary. So if I drove you at night, this means half of you could crash. The 2 kids I drove at night, this means they're going to be better than you because they were exposed to night driving. Finally, maybe most important, question 35. A driver's license means you're ready to drive safely. 7 of you said true. This is a lie. A driver's license is a learning permit for the real world. Many of you are overconfident. So tell me what you learned. Type in what you learned by me going over the data. As a teacher, I'm more prepared. As a student, some of you might be like, I don't care. Some of you are like, wow, I need to tighten up on this. I need to tighten up on that. And we're going to go over the true false in a minute. This was really good for me as a teacher by looking at the data of the questions you miss. I'm not trying to single out students. I'm just trying to get you better. I'm just trying to make you better. And as an instructor, I'm going to look deeper at my data so I can be a better teacher for you. And that's the difference between a first-time year driving instructor and someone who has 10, 12, 15, 18 years. So the data, not so much repeating words, is anyone can repeat what I just said. But about a third of you don't understand about seatbelts, blind spots, backup cameras, and that's eye-opening to me. So what we need to do more backing. You always have on your seatbelt, but some of you won't have on your seatbelt when your dad or mom is not around, okay? So I understand that too. Breakfast or dinner? I'm definitely breakfast. What about you? So this is really good for me because I want to keep getting better and by going deeper. And you should. Okay, so I don't necessarily look at who came up top. I look at the questions you missed. It's really like a bell-shaped curve. About 7 or 8 of you will be to the left, A. 3 or 4 will be at a B. 7, 8 will be at a C. 2 or 3 will be at a D, and 2 or 3 will fail. That's always the bell-shaped curve. It's statistics. Okay, there's Q1, Q2, so it's always statistics. We got 15. Give me 1 second. I'm definitely a breakfast anytime. Remember McDonald's used to have that breakfast 24 hours a day? Those pancakes, man. Really good. Really good. Are you breakfast or dinner? I'm breakfast all the way through. Breakfast you can have anytime. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I'm gonna go over these true false, right? I'm leading by example today. Okay, you must carry your driver's license at all times with you to operate a motor vehicle is true. Based on the data, some of you think, I don't need it. Number 2, a motor vehicle must be registered and licensed. This is true. It has to be registered to the persons who owned it, and it has to be licensed. You can't have a motor vehicle just registered to a ghost man, okay? So you got to have that registered. Hey, how are you doing today? Thank you for the support. Let's keep going. Number 3, a driver's license allows you to operate any vehicle or motorcycle. That is false. You need a motorcycle endorsement if you want to ride a motorcycle. Next, a instructor's permit allows you to practice by yourself. That is false. You need to drive with someone 21 or older. The state feels like once you hit 21, you pretty much know what to do. You have a good understanding. Cameroon, I love that. We're talking about that in class right now. Love it. How are you doing? Thank you for the love. Okay, make sure you subscribe. I love it. Thank you so much, my brother or sister. Okay, let's keep going. You must accept the services of the first tow truck at the scene of an accident that you have been involved in. That is false. A lot of tow truck operators try to take advantage of first-time drivers. You don't have to accept that. And it can be very expensive, $75, $100, $125. So my day is great. I had a great evaluation. I'm going to get my $10,000 bonus. I'm having a fantastic year so far. How is yours going? Okay, let's keep going. The major responsibility to making the HTS work belongs to drivers. That is true. We all have. Truck drivers have a responsibility. Cars have a responsibility. Motorcycles, scooters, pedestrians, we all have a responsibility to keep all of us safe. And if one person doesn't take care of themselves and the others, there's a failure. A failure, someone dies. A failure, there's an accident. So this is why it's so important that you learn this from the beginning, right? Automobiles are the most common means of transportation. This is true. So you want to learn how to drive. You want to take that personal responsibility, get that JOB if you want to be with me. There are many licensed, they are more licensed drivers in the United States than there are registered vehicles. The correct answer is false. Facts. Breakfast 24/7. You already know. Let's keep going. Okay, most HTS failures have multiple causes. This is true. Maybe you're tired. Maybe your brakes were bad. Maybe the tires. Example, on my daughter's Jeep, we got her 2 new front tires. They're good. We put the front tires to the back. They are worn out in the inside. So if I'm driving in the rain, I'm going to lose traction. And she's got a Jeep Limited. It's a little bit, raised up. Her brakes are very soft. I'm not used to soft brakes. So if I go too fast, I won't be able to stop in time. That's kind of scary. I'm just saying. So I haven't driven her vehicle in a long time. I told you I took her to the airport. She's in Vegas now, having fun, as she should. She's young. Okay, let's keep moving. Pedestrians are the cause of most HTS failures. That is false. You are a motor vehicle driver. You got to watch out for pedestrians, old people, young people, kids. You're probably saying that's not fair. I'm sorry. That's a personal responsibility. Some people don't want to learn how to drive. Some people don't take that responsibility. I'm trying to get you to take it. I'm trying to get you to step up. This is why I'm taking more control. And then this is why I'm expecting when we drive Saturday and Sunday, I need new drivers. I need you to have a sense of awareness because I'm raising the level of expectation. Emotional conditions as a part of driving, emotional condition is important as physical condition is. The correct answer is true. If you're emotionally upset, you really shouldn't be driving. That's real. Okay. Next, not every state has financial responsibility laws. That is false. Financial responsibility laws, meaning if you have an accident, does your insurance company have the means to pay for someone's car, someone's medical expenses? Next, driving skills improve with experience. This is true. But because I'm dealing with students who are under 24 or 21, you think I can just get out and drive to Alaska, Florida, Texas, Oklahoma. It takes time to get on the interstate. It takes time to deal with big trucks. It takes time to learn how to drive at night. Next, the instrument panel is part of the dashboard that is directly in front of the driver. That is true. Your fuel gauge, your speedometer, those are few. They are more. If you have questions, go ahead and put them in. Let's keep this thing going, man. This is overtime. Let's keep going. To keep your car from jumping forward, always keep your foot on the brake when shifting from park to drive. This is true. A lot of you don't understand that. Your little brother, sister could be playing around. Hey, how are you? Your little brother, sister could be playing around and you just put it in reverse and you run them over. If you are pulling into your home and you got a little brother or sister, they're going to be happy to see you. Hey, big sis. Hey, big brother. Tell them, go on the porch. Where's your scooter? Where's your toy? Tell your friend stop. Because we don't want to run over your little brother or sister. It's real. Kids get excited when they see you. Hey, Julie. Hey, Michaela. They're like excited. No, why are you running? Stay there. Let me pull in the driveway. Then I'll come out and give you a hug. Right? It's real. So you got to really think. The speedometer gives you the speed in miles per hour or kilometers. This is true. You can change it. Okay. The rear view mirror eliminates all blind spots. False. You've got to look over your shoulder to the left. If you're making a lane change to the left, look over your shoulder to the right. You really got to do that. And a lot of you won't because the data says you won't. We got 7 minutes. The oil pressure gauge tells you exactly how much oil is left in the engine. That is false. So you need to check your oil, like my daughter's Jeep. Like, when is the last time the oil's been checked? I need to check it when it's cold. Like, does she have oil in her truck? Like, she's not good on maintenance. So we got to make sure the truck doesn't blow up on her. I don't want to blow up on me. I'm not going to buy her a new truck. Right? Real talk. Life is a bunch of compromises. 100%. I agree. Tell me more. Okay, high beam headlights enable you to see at a greater distance at night. This is true. Okay, so when it's darker outside and no cars around, turn on your high beam headlights. Backup lights come on when the vehicle shifted to reverse. This is true. These lights are there so you can see, but a lot of you would just look in the mirror. You got to look over your shoulder. You got to check your inside mirror, check to the right and the back of your camera. Turn your head. But if you don't learn how, you're going to back into the neighbor's car across the street. You're going to run over your neighbor's toy. You might run over a kid. Like a kid got hit today on the news. He was an elementary kid. Some lady had a big truck. She just hit him. I don't know if she saw him or not, but she hit him. This is on the news tonight. I'm not making this up. Seatbelts are the single best protection for injuries. It's true. But a lot of you in the data miss that. To keep a car on course, a driver must make continuous and slight steering adjustments. This is true. Next, the speed of a car is controlled by the amount of pressure on the accelerator. True. If you lift your foot off the gas pedal, the car gradually slows down. If you push the gas pedal, the car gradually picks up. Next, a car with an automatic transmission is easier to drive than a standard. This is true, but you need to learn how to drive both. A driver should look well ahead in the center of the lane when driving. True. I'm trying to teach you this. And once I see you looking forward, looking to the left, looking to the right, checking your mirror, you will become a better driver. And the students who really master this, I'm going to tell you, you're doing a great job. I feel safe. And then I'll tell you, I don't feel safe. You're not looking around. Then you'll side-eye me. I just want to be truthful to you. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you because I'm lying to myself. I'm not going to do that. Next, when two drivers approach an uncontrolled intersection at the same time, the driver on the left has the right of way to go first. False. The driver on the right. Next, when passing, it is legal to exceed the absolute speed limit. False. It is false. You cannot exceed the speed limit to pass someone. Warning signs are always red and white. That is false. The route marker tells you how many miles you have traveled on the same roadway. That is false. Next. Pedestrian crossings with a walk light always have the right of way over a vehicle. That is true. Pedestrians always have the right of way. Even if your intersection doesn't have a stop line or crosswalk lines, treat it like an intersection. If there's an intersection, some pedestrians, they should always walk up at where they should. And you want to stop, make eye contact with them. A green light, a green signal guarantees your travel is clear. False. Broken yellow lines separate traffic going in opposite directions. That is true. Gravity causes a vehicle to lose speed going downhill. That is false. It increases speed. Going uphill, I should say. And that's true. Okay, let me read that again. Gravity causes a vehicle to lose speed going uphill. And that is true because gravity's pulling the vehicle down, making you slow down. When you go downhill, gravity's pulling your vehicle down and we increase speed. That's a great, tricky test question. I want to say thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Give this a thumbs up. I really appreciate you. Bye, guys.